I'm going to do a drawing for you now at home, which is going to pull all the previous techniques together. And the next chapter in the DVD we'll talk about features. Now let's get started right away. You can see here I've done a couple of quick angles just to get the thing going for you. Alright, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, first step is angles. So I'm not going to do the ovals first. First I'm just simply going to come on down and I'm going to pretend as if there's a ruler on the side of the model's head, and I'm going to get the angles. Now, most students in my class really do not like working on the angles. They're really important that you master it. It's the students who don't really attempt to master it never get proportions right. So just understand that yes, it looks kind of stiff and it looks weird, but it's very important. And if you work light to dark at home, it's going to be, you know, background noise, and then you work with an organic line on top of it. So this is as light as I want to go for this DVD. I don't want to go much lighter than this because then you're not going to be able to see it. So now you think about the formula that we did with the ovals, and let's go back to what I talked about, the ear. And the ear on this, let's have the camera pan over just to the photograph for a second. What I'm going to look at next when I draw this is I'm going to look at the distance from here to here. I'm going to look at the distance from here to the front of his face. I'm going to pull a line across this model's eyes or even with his ear. This model's nose is even with the bottom of his ear. Bottom of the nose, bottom of the chin, mouth. Okay, that kind of stuff. So now let's pan back to the drawing. And so I've got my ear in. I think what is going to be more important for me right now is I'm going to do interior angles for the shape of the hair. Now when I do these interior angles on my drawing and I compare them to the model's hair, the model doesn't have like a definite edge on the side of his head that where his hair meets the shape of hair meets shape of face. It's actually very soft over here. So I'm going to do this very lightly, and now immediately I'm going to put some tone in. Okay? So let's just put a very light, I'm saving my blacks for last. Now, when I do the longer drawing for you on this DVD, I'm going to talk about a 3-value system, but for now, just let's work light. Okay, so now I'm going to come on in and go back to this edge and go over it and draw a little bit slower with my pencil and do some interior stuff. Let's roll in, make this line a tad more organic. And let's do his chin. Alright, and let's move up to his ear. Get that cast shadow. Alright, cool. So now let me tell you what I'm thinking about next. I'm going to, I'm still measuring, but now I'm using these measure lines. This is really tough because there's lots of things when I'm drawing for you guys at home or for you at home that could be crooked. And we're trying to work with it on this DVD. So when I pull a line straight down, you got to trust me that it's straight down. What's right below his nose? What's right below his lip? What's right below his brow? His lower lip. So you're doing this in your mind. You're so not doing it on the piece of paper like this, because then your drawing's just going to become a mess. What's right below his lower lip? Here. So now what you want to do, this is different than a memory drawing. This is all about measure lines that come straight down. Measure lines that come straight down, a negative space that you're making, and a negative space that you're making from his nose to his shoulder. And now you also want to use the shoulder as a major measuring tool. For those of you guys who looked at my figure drawing DVD or who have taken a class with me, I'm really big on this peanut shape. This is the top of the peanut shape. Peanut is going to be a representation for your torso. And you really, when someone is wearing a shirt, you're really going to utilize the shape of the shirt, shape of the face, the same way that you're using the shape of the hair, shape of the face. So I'm drawing his collar now, and that's really going to frame him out. Okay, so I'm pulling these measure lines down, pulling the measure lines down, thinking about the formula, pulling the lines across. Now let's do some work on the interior.